Deep in the silence of the wild, something incredible happens beneath our very feet. Tiny builders, ants and termites, move grains of earth day and night, carving tunnels through layers that humans rarely touch. But what if these small creatures are unknowingly revealing one of Earth's most guarded secrets? What if the gold you've been searching for lies right beneath the very mounds they build? Let's uncover the truth behind this bizarre, yet astonishing, natural connection between insects and hidden gold. They say gold hides where nature is most chaotic, where heat, pressure, and geological activity once fought violently for dominance. But in the aftermath of that chaos, long after the tremors and magma cooled, an entirely different kind of prospector moved in, one with 6 legs. Ants and termites have been digging through gold-rich earth for millions of years, reshaping mineral landscapes grain by grain. Their activity doesn't just aerate soil, it brings up tiny mineral traces from deep below the surface, exposing what the earth tried to conceal. And that, dear viewer, could be the simplest clue you've been overlooking. It starts with iron-rich soil, a key habitat for many termite species. These insects are drawn to areas with high mineral content, where the soil structure supports their complex mounds. But here's the fascinating twist. Iron-rich regions are also prime zones for gold-bearing rocks. In many gold provinces of Australia, Africa, and South America, geologists noticed an odd correlation. The densest termite mounds often form directly above auriferous gold-bearing zones. That discovery wasn't made by chance. It came from decades of field studies, where researchers collected samples directly from termite mounds, and to their amazement, they found microscopic particles of gold embedded within. This wasn't urban legend. It was measurable proof that termites and ants could act as natural soil samplers, retrieving gold dust from deep layers humans couldn't easily reach. Imagine this. Deep underground, fine particles of gold slowly accumulate in fractures of ironstone or quartz veins. Over time, erosion wears these veins down, and the gold begins to mix with the surrounding regolith. Ants and termites, constantly shifting soil in their search for food and structure, pick up these particles unknowingly. They move them upward, grain by grain, until they become trapped within their mounds. The result? A gold signal brought to the surface by insects, tiny miners working non-stop, revealing what lies hidden below. But how reliable is this biological method? To answer that, scientists in Western Australia conducted a series of fascinating experiments. They sampled soil from termite mounds across multiple gold fields and compared them to untouched nearby ground. The difference was undeniable. Gold concentrations in termite mounds were several times higher than in surrounding soil. This meant only one thing. These insects were accessing deeper layers of gold-rich material. Their activity essentially provided a natural drill sample, one that cost nothing and required no equipment. Even ants, with their sprawling tunnel networks, play a similar role. Their colonies often extend meters below the surface, intersecting mineralized veins that might otherwise remain undetected. Over time, these small excavators bring up subtle mineral signatures, iron oxides, quartz fragments, and yes, even flakes of native gold. Now here's where the story turns even more fascinating. Researchers realized that the size and color of certain mounds could correlate with the underlying geology. Termite mounds built on auriferous ground tend to have a reddish or brownish tint due to higher concentrations of iron and manganese oxides, elements that often accompany gold deposits. So when you walk through the wild and notice clusters of large, iron-rich mounds standing tall like towers, you might not just be looking at insect homes. You could be standing above a buried gold system. And while this sounds like folklore, modern exploration companies have begun to take it seriously. In several parts of Africa and Australia, termite mound sampling is now used as an eco-friendly exploration method, a sustainable, chemical-free way to locate gold without disturbing the environment. The process is elegant in its simplicity. Geologists collect a small portion of mound material, dry it, and analyze it for trace metals. If gold readings are detected, even in minuscule amounts, It suggests a nearby source rock worth investigating. In other words, termites and ants do the hard part, digging and sampling. Humans simply interpret their work. This method has been successful enough that it's now being explored for detecting other valuable metals too, like copper, nickel, and rare earth elements. But gold remains the most fascinating case because it proves how nature, left alone, continues to reveal its own secrets. Picture this for a moment. You're walking across a dry savanna. The air is still, the ground is cracked, and nothing seems out of the ordinary. But scattered around you are dozens of small reddish mounds, each one a silent marker, built over years of insect labor. Beneath them, perhaps just meters down, lie veins of ironstone and quartz holding native gold, untouched and unseen. To the untrained eye, they're just termite mounds. To a gold hunter with knowledge, they're nature's coded signals. Now let's take a moment to consider just how deep this goes. Literally. Some termite species burrow more than 5 meters below the surface, while certain ant colonies extend even deeper. These networks create channels through soil layers that would otherwise remain sealed for centuries. And within those layers often lie the residual traces of ancient hydrothermal systems, zones once filled with superheated fluids rich in gold. As those fluids cooled, gold precipitated into veins. Over millions of years, erosion and time buried these systems under new soil. Yet here come the termites, unaware, relentless, and persistent, bringing up clues from below, specks of metallic truth no larger than dust. It's as if Earth itself assigned them a secret role in revealing her hidden wealth. But the implications go beyond natural curiosity. For explorers and prospectors, understanding this connection could redefine how gold is discovered in remote regions. In areas where traditional drilling is too expensive or restricted, termite mounds offer a clean, affordable, and remarkably accurate form of geological reconnaissance. This is especially powerful in terrains covered by deep, weathered soils, where gold veins are hidden below thick overburden. Termites penetrate these barriers naturally, doing what machines cannot, sampling beneath layers of clay and sand without environmental damage. The insects are, in essence, miniature geologists operating under nature's command. What's even more remarkable is that this discovery is not new. It's been forgotten and rediscovered several times in history. Early African miners, for example, often noticed gold flakes near termite mounds long before modern science confirmed the connection. They didn't know why. It just worked. The pattern was consistent enough that entire mining camps were once set up near active colonies. Today we can finally explain it with science. But back then, it was intuition, an ancient trick passed quietly between those who understood nature better than we do now. And that's the irony. While high-tech exploration uses satellites and geochemical scanners, nature has been performing silent surveys for millions of years, through colonies of tireless workers who never sleep. So next time you see a mound shimmering slightly in the sun, or notice the unusual density of termite towers in a mineral-rich field, stop and look closer. You might just be standing on a natural gold map, drawn not by man, but by nature's smallest miners. Because deep within those mounds could lie the story of gold's journey, lifted from the Earth's hidden chambers by the most unlikely hands or legs. And that story, dear viewer, is far from over. Gold doesn't always reveal itself through rivers or glittering veins. Sometimes it speaks through silence, the quiet work of nature, the patterns of insects, the chemistry of the soil. Here at EGS, we uncover those whispers of the earth and turn them into knowledge that could change how you see the ground beneath your feet. So the next time you walk across a barren land, remember this. Nature never hides its secrets completely. It leaves traces, tiny clues, silent builders, and patterns waiting for the curious mind. Stay curious, stay prepared, and stay tuned to EGS, where the Earth's mysteries turn into your discoveries.